Welcome to the acclaimed podcast, The Deep Dive, featuring your esteemed hosts, Andy Monitor and Drew Dinzik, powered by BetSperts.
Welcome to The Deep Dive. Andy, back at home, back in the States. It is officially the off-season. This is going to be a free-flowing conversation, no structure, no specific topics covering on today's pod, but it's going to be the only pod we do this week. So I'll give a little wine review, best wine I had in Italy for wine of the week at the end of the pod. I got stories for days, but I don't know how
we could do a quick wine.
Hearing about that.
I texted you this too, but it's funny because if you remember back when we were doing the Ryder Cup, Drew and I had a friendly bet, whiskey versus wine. I had Europe, he had US. Europe won. He sent me some nice wine from California very nice vineyard, that he's a member of. And it's funny because we busted one open for Valentine's Day meal at home.
Good.
I told my wife, I'm like, weird, it doesn't go with this, but I don't care. I guess you can have it. And it's funny. She's like, damn, this is really good. And it's funny because, yeah, well, it's like, well, honey, you keep buying these $18 cabs. Yeah. And then you bust open something pretty good from California. It did make me proud though. Like, she can tell the difference. She's like, this is much better than what we normally buy. Yeah, it's like when I bought cake bread the one time. Oh, we should just always get this. Like, yeah, it's not really in the budget to buy that 3 times a week, honey.
Yeah. Hair is just wet. It'll dry over the course of the podcast. I did a little exercising this morning, trying to get back into the swing of things. 9-hour time difference between California and Italy is a tough transition. And on top of that, I have a week worth of work to catch up on. So working hard this week. The trip to Italy was an all-timer. Everyone who's asked me how was it, I've said the same thing. It was too short. I thought that the Dolomites were more spectacular in person than any of the pictures or any of the descriptions. And the fact that we got to be there and the conditions were so good for skiing, and we got to see some Olympics. We had kind of one-of-one experience of skiing to the Olympics and skiing home. Did everything on the list as far as like aggressive skiing there. Skied the Marmolada Glacier. That was my personal highlight. Took a tram car from the valley floor up to 10,500 feet. So it's about 5,000 feet of vertical. And then you ski all the way back down to the tram. Amazing run. It's just incredible beauty. And yeah, we had great weather, great experience. Saw some Olympics. No complaints.
Some of the shots from the top of the Super G course.
Oh my god, dude!
Oh
my god, they're so good.
It's probably better in person, but I mean, even just the shots of where you can see, the rest of the mountain range. It was a pretty good job by them. Good Olympics, except for anytime there's judges involved. It's funny how we do this. We do this every 2 years because it happens in the Summer Olympics as well. We're complaining about boxing refs and this and that, but skating and anything with a judge is always open for a little controversy. We had a couple of nasty ones.
There's been a little bit of an anti-American slant.
Dirty cheating. I wonder why.
Yeah.
We've been so nice to everybody with tariffs.
Weird.
The Canadians, dirty cheaters at. Well, you needed to be on Twitter for that day because it's funny how it's like, oh, now everybody's a fucking expert in virology, or and every time we have this world event, everyone knows everything about vaccines now. Everyone knows everything about this and that. The amount of people that were typing out the word hog line as they were interpreting the rules of curling was amazing. People just turn their head. And like whatever is like big and hip and now with it, wow, they're instantly like, I have an opinion on this. And you're gonna hear me out. That's what social media is for. But it did make me laugh, and I think he was cheating by the definition of how the
curling has been stealing the show. It's been super entertaining. The Team USA as general has been disappointing, but boy, oh boy, have we come close. And the scoring on a handful, the ice dancing was a big one. The freestyle skiing yesterday, guy did a triple cork 2160, Andy. That's never been landed in history, let alone in competition.
Just without even knowing, when you understand what 360 is, 2160 is such a big number to rotate.
6 full and triple cork.
No one's ever done that.
He got his feet above his head 3 times. Absolutely insane. And it was outscored by a trick that I saw couple dozen times over the course of the competition. Very uneasy feeling. Anyway, it was the anti-American scoring was palpable, I thought, yesterday, and really in the free ski in general. All that said, there's still a chance for a miracle on ice that gets America to 13 golds, but most golds is long past the potential.
Yeah, Norway has that.
You know who else isn't going to get to 13 though? Germany. I think we can pretty much put the under 12.5 there. Is in very good standing, and then over 5.5 for the Swiss right now stands at 5.
Yeah.
Don't know where this is coming from.
over 4.5 for that one guy from Finland or Norway.
Johannes Stingnes Bo or Klæbo.
Klæbo.
There was the one Swiss guy who in alpine skiing got 3 by himself. I thought Odermatt had a chance to do it, but it was the other guy. Anyway, I don't know where number 6 is coming from for the Swiss, but we have about 5 bites at the apple left. I'm going to be up early tomorrow morning watching mountaineering, men's mountaineering. We got a chance.
Not even super sure what that is. It's like mountain climbing.
It's a new sport. It's a new sport. You literally put your skis. You have skins on your skis, which means they grip. And you ski. Then you take your skis off. You put them on your back. You climb stairs, and then you put your skis back on, and you grip, and you climb up, and then you ski down. It takes like 3 minutes for a heat. And fastest to complete the circuit is your winner. So one of the top 3 options is a Swiss guy. Hopefully he comes through. Anyway. Would like to get that one home because that's going to decide it for me one way or the other, I think, on gold medal bets. Not much else commentary. It is.
Canada did tie it up, and they did win it in overtime as like minus 1,200 favorites. As I was to Marner with the game winner. As I mentioned to Drew, this would have been a bigger upset odds wise than the Miracle on Ice. Czechs were like 8-1 to win this game, and they led in the second and third periods, end up losing to Canada. A wake-up call for the Canadians as they moved to the semifinals. Probably men and women's hockey is going to be the same finals, although the women's has a very unique twist. Did you hear that? The breakup?
No.
There was a Canadian and an American national team players that were dating each other, and they broke up during the Olympics. Now they have grudge match. It'll be interesting. I got to figure out if they're on lines that'll be playing at the same time. I'm sure everybody does at some point.
Incredible.
So, there's no checking, I don't think. Even
the American women
level,
are healthy favorites, right?
Yeah, they're a good. Yeah, minus 1.5.
They've played extremely well this Olympics. That is a very.
They have not. Yeah, they haven't let anyone score yet. I don't think.
They've given up 0 goals. Really?
I'm pretty sure right. They're 5-0 with 5 shutouts. I think
that's right. Amazing.
Unless they played another game I missed.
Amazing.
Yeah, they are great. Yeah, that Heisey girl from Minnesota. So
nasty. I got up early this morning to watch the women's slalom, which was the final alpine skiing event. Michaela Schifrin finally snapped out of her funk, and it was funny too because I was very sincerely doubting her. I was just like, man, she's in her head, full on Ilya Malinin. By the way, the bigger upset than the Miracle on Ice was the field over Ilya Malinin in the men's figure skating. He was like minus 2,000 or something like that. Anyway, it kind of felt like she was in her head, but They prepped the course specifically for her strengths, which is to say they watered it overnight and then the temperatures dropped precipitously. So it was effectively a slalom competed on a sheet of ice, which is how she likes to ski. And as soon as I heard the reporting before like the skiing even started, I was like, oh, she's going to win. This is over. They've literally set it up for her. They're giving the people what they want. Michaela Schifrin gold medal because it had been 13 consecutive races without winning a gold for her at the Olympic level. No longer the case. She is the champion. You know what that does, Andy? That's gold number 10 for USA and Canada combined, which is more than the number of points
the 9
scored
points
in the first half of the Super Bowl.
You finally got a Super Bowl prop.
Is a winner. I got a lot of Super Bowl props. So what are you talking about?
Well, I know, but that one took
a while.
Well,
a while.
That's the one you gave out on the show.
That's probably the last one that will get graded, right? There may be some other Olympic crossover ones.
I don't. Yeah, perhaps some Olympic stuff. That'd be about it.
Yeah. Either way,
football betting is on hiatus until you don't really get much good stuff for combines anymore. I know Prize Picks used to be a nice.
You going?
Spot. No. All the people I want to go and see, they don't go during the underwear Olympics portion. So the combine is actually
they're like going on. They're like there now.
Yeah, combine is like two things. You have Monday through Thursday, which is like when all the important people are there networking, and then you have Thursday through Sunday when the actual running, jumping, and all of that shit happens. And I couldn't make it down there early in the week. I've been to. It sucks. It's actually not that cool in person. Most of the stuff you're watching on combine, it's heavily produced, so you're not. But if you're there in the stadium, there's so much to just watching like 100 dudes stand around. It's not that cool. The best part of the combine is the networking. I just went to Vegas twice. And I'm going again in March. So I didn't need to tell them. I haven't like booked anything, but I'm going to go.
We'll save that discussion for that later on the pod.
Yeah. Brisket text me. I'll be there for at least a couple days to hang out.
Hell yes.
But yeah, the football content. It's funny how you follow all these football creators. Yeah, I hate to use the word like content creators or influencers. A lot of them are, people who do podcasts or, even
media
people that do media types. And it's funny how it just like, it turns into, oh, football's over and your feed is just a mess. Cause you got like, I don't know if it was Schrager or somebody big, but they were arguing who would win in a sword fight between like Aragorn from Lord of the Rings and Jaime Lannister from Game of Thrones. And I mean, it like spiraled into a bunch of things. I'm like, oh, fuck, it's the off season. Like, this is what we get now. We get no news because like the biggest NFL news stuff we get this week is here's the tag candidates. Here's,
there's some cut news.
There's some, there's cut news, but none of it is like a surprise. Like if you were surprised that Tyreek Hill got cut, I guess I don't know what to tell you. Like that stuff is just gonna happen before it's gonna happen before certain days. There's a lot of these, like the Kyler Murray thing is probably gonna happen well before the draft because if he
what are you expecting to happen?
I mean, they'll try to trade him, but if they can't, they'll cut him.
Yeah, what do you think is gonna happen?
I think somebody will trade for him. There's a market for it. There's enough teams that need a quarterback. But if they keep him past March 15th, they owe him a lot more money. Like that is nigh. That is happening soon.
Does he feel like a jet to you?
I mean, a lot of people are projecting the Vikings. I don't know how the vibe is there. Well, especially because Kwesi was the JJ guy.
He was the angel for JJ.
And KOC is not a JJ guy, apparently. So KOC might be looking outside the building, which could be interesting. The Malik Willises, the Kyler Murrays, at least in a competition. I think Minnesota for sure goes and gets, somebody semi-established or somebody intriguing, I think. Obviously, you mentioned the Jets. They're probably after someone. It sucks for everybody except the Raiders, because if you're not the Raiders, basically – you are either looking in free agency or you're finding a project in day two, because it's Mendoza and really.
Well, what are the Cardinals going to do?
I don't know.
Are they going to field the team next year? Presumably,
they have to.
Did they hire somebody eventually?
Nah, they don't have anybody. No coaching.
No coach.
No coach either. They did. They wanted. I mean, they wanted Cliff, which is funny, is because we talked about it before there were 10 openings. I'm like, this is one of the worst openings in my opinion, and they ended up with the lesser LaFleur.
Oh, that's
which
right.
He might be a good coach. I mean, he's worked with some smart cats over the world. If you believe in KOC, I think you need to believe in like a LaFleur. It's kind of the same kind of path.
We think. What do you think about Miami and?
I don't know. It'll be interesting.
What do you think about Miami and Arizona swapping problems?
That would be very
give Tua a fresh start in the desert.
I think Tua probably somebody gives up assets for too.
You think
big enough? I don't know. His brain is like applesauce at this point, but I mean, big enough upside where somebody's going to talk them. Somebody talked themselves into Geno Smith, dude. Somebody's going to talk themselves into Tua. Someone's going to talk themselves into
Someone
Tua.
talked themselves into Sam Darnold being the answer, and he was. So
I know, and that's the thing. Like people see that and they say, "Well, I can fix her." Yeah, that's kind of been the entire what I'm working, and it's funny too because what I'm working on now, and Noonan did a good job of like picking apart free agency from the defensive side of the ball because that's what he focuses on. But I've been just kind of intaking info on free agent moves and what teams are thinking, trying to put together my mock draft thoughts. My mock drafts from here that I've made already have been pretty I'm not just throwing darts. I'm putting thought into it, but it's hard to put a ton of thought into it quite yet. Things aren't solidified yet. You got the Daniel Jeremiah conference call tomorrow. That'll move some opinions. He let out his second mock.
There's no market or anything, right?
There's no real markets. I'm just playing with mock drafts and trying to feel things out. But team needs is not the biggest thing. Some teams absolutely will draft best player available. Some teams will draft a thing they do not need because they feel like value is, hey, this guy dropped too far. I don't care if it's a strength. Guess what? Now it's an even bigger strength. Some teams will draft like that. So it's kind of spending some time on that right now.
Okay, let me run through all the teams and let's make a list of the question marks at quarterback because that's obviously what matters the most as far as coming up with the handicap of the understanding of the 2026-27 season. We know the Bills will start Allen. Dolphins, we have no idea who the starting quarterback is week 1. Patriots will start May. Jets, we have no idea who the starting quarterback is week 1. I think it's unlikely that they will draft a quarterback 1.02. What say you?
No. The quarterback market for the first round should be over 1.5 plus 200.
Wow. Okay. You think it's unlikely that somebody takes someone in the 20 to 32 range?
I mocked one in, but it's like, I don't know. It's like 30% chance, I think, right now is kind of
Rams as like a learning project behind Stafford. This is the Rams' chance to build for the future with the quarterback.
I know, but there's nobody that really
warrants it.
There's nobody that really warrants it, and it's like Rams, Steelers, a couple other teams could look that way, but I think they can wait. So I do think it'll be a one. Mm-hmm. Somebody always talks himself into a quarterback. That's the thing that's keeping me off saying it's just going to be Mendoza and nobody else. But somebody else talks himself into a quarterback. So we got two.
Ravens.
Stay in the AFC. Ravens have a quarterback.
Ravens we know. Lamar. Bengals we know. Burrow. Browns, I think there's probably a 50-50 chance they do something weird.
Their quarterback is probably on the roster. We just don't know which one, you know.
If they really try to talk the fan base into Gabriel, good luck. Is that what you're saying?
I think it's Watson.
Wow. I hadn't even thought of that. I hadn't even thought of that.
You paid him. Steelers.
You really think that there's appetite to see what you got there?
They'll probably go out and get some a ninth shitty quarterback and give him a try. There's a bunch of guys out there that they could grab. I think you're right. They'll add someone yet because Gabriel and Shedeur haven't been good.
Okay, interesting call. Browns, I have no idea. And Steelers, I'm gonna say Aaron Rodgers does not come back. What say you?
Let's put it up in the air. I think he has a chance to come back, but it's not set in stone. So far through 2 divisions, we have 4 pretty big quarterback questions.
Yeah, Texans, Stroud, Jaguars, Lawrence, Titans, Ward, Colts. What's your opinion of Daniel?
Jones.
Yeah, what's your opinion of him being ready week 1 though?
I don't know that he'll be ready, but he's their quarterback for the majority of the season. Richardson's asking out already. But
do you think Jones will be ready week 1?
I don't think so. I don't know that he'll be ready right away. It's kind of the Kirk Cousins situation where
they have like a Jacoby Brissett or something like that, fill in the gaps until Daniel Jones can take over. Okay.
Stop gap. I think that division's set.
Broncos, Knicks will be healthy, presumably.
Yes.
Chiefs, Mahomes will be healthy, presumably.
Yep.
Raiders, Mendoza, Chargers, Herbert, no questions in the West. NFC side, I think NFC East is locked in. Dak, Dart, Hurts, and Daniels.
Yep.
North is probably mostly locked in.
Vikings are a question.
Caleb's. Goff, what do they do in Detroit? Is he a lame duck?
He's sticking. I don't know what the contract situation is, but it hasn't really came up, so kind of feels like he's
okay. At
least under contract for another year or 2.
Interesting. They're probably gonna have to make a call one way or the other because I bet you their cap's gonna be a little tricky if they don't.
You can't pay him going forward. I don't think on another big contract. Once it's up, it's up. You could tag him down the road, but that's spendy for a QB too.
Packers,
so let's just say the Vikings.
Yep. Vikings ? Okay. Falcons. Penix probably not going to be ready week 1, and even if he was ready week 1, it doesn't seem like that's a smart call for this new regime to stick their necks out and keep trying Penix, right?
No.
The health is just never going to manifest, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah. Shuck, Baker, and Bryce.
How many of those guys are really for sure?
Baker and Bryce. I think Bryce is sticking around. They made the playoffs, dude.
Did they pick up his 5th year?
I don't remember. I feel like that was up in the air, wasn't it?
And then Shuck did enough.
5th year.
Shuck did enough.
He did enough to give him a shot.
Okay. So Cardinals the only one in the NFC West.
They did pick it up. He is under contract through 27.
Okay. Cardinals only one in the West. So we have
Shuck did enough to 7 strong quarterback oopsie situations.
And as far as
then as you mentioned, there's
rotating
teams like the Rams.
Yeah.
Is there another team like the Rams who's like, hey, he's old as shit, and we got to start thinking about
we need a succession plan? The only other succession plan would probably be the Lions.
Yeah.
The Lions, yeah. Again, because I don't know what the Lions do after Goff. If he's there, how many more years he's there, guy. Interesting, man. And then of the guys who are just going to be moving chairs, we have Tua, Kyler, Kirk
maybe.
And
you have to assume Malik Willis ends up on a team.
Malik, oh, that's right. Good call.
He was so fun for a very small time.
Do you think anyone takes a chance on Anthony Richardson?
Oh yeah,
you do.
I think somebody definitely. I think he was drafted high. He had a really good look in the early on the season before he got hurt. I think somebody says like I can put an offense to make him work. Who probably gets signed, Mariota. He wasn't bad as a fill-in. He's a free agent. Somebody probably signs him he's one of those where it's like, hey, this is a good stopgap. From there, it's pretty rough. It's like Russell Wilson, Flacco, Trey Lance, Minshew. Like the rest of it is pretty ishy.
Jameis. Nobody's going to give him a sniff.
I think was he just under the 1-year contract? Yeah, he technically Daniel Jones is like a free agent. I think they're just going to make that work out though.
Huh. Wow. So
Russell Wilson.
the 7 teams with question marks at quarterback are all kind of fucked. This is where we're at.
Yeah.
There's no Sam Darnold this year. Maybe Malik Willis.
It's crazy too. I thought about the Rams. I'm like, you know what? They could do like the Rams could just move on and go to Garoppolo. I thought for a second. Garoppolo's like 35. Forgot how old that guy is.
What are the chances Malik Willis ends up with the other LaFleur?
Could be. Definitely. I'd be any of those teams that needs a quarterback. It feels like that's high on my list because it's not going to be. He hasn't proven himself enough to be expensive, but there's some upside there.
Okay. Well, interesting.
It's fun. It's fun to think about.
Okay. All right. Well, fascinated to dig into the draft. And yeah, I can't wait for the DJ conference call. That'll be fun. All right. What else is going on with you sports wise? Golf
I've sat on that thing. It is crazy how long that thing goes.
The conference call. Who are the people that ask questions?
Yeah.
Can you put your hand up and ask a question?
Yeah. But the line is like 70 questions long. That's what I'm saying. It's forever. And
okay.
a lot of times the questions are, by the time you get to a question, it's like, hey,
what do you look for when you're evaluating a tight end from the SEC?
Yeah. There's so much overlap. Like, oh, you answered mine when you answered, John Bob, whatever, an hour ago. But here's a quick one because they don't want to cede their time if they waited in line that long. It's usually it's informative. It's good. I like to listen to it. I'll probably be on it tomorrow. The other thing is you can do work while you're on it because you don't have to watch. It's like the world's driest podcast. So I do like the DJ. Press conference as far as listening to that. What's going on in the?
I'll have my Clawbot summarize it for me.
Honestly, I'm thinking of seeing if I can get a recording because the timing isn't always great. But did you read the news about the MLB Players Association exec who got in trouble?
Yeah, what was it about though?
He hired his sister-in-law.
I saw he resigned.
He's hired his sister-in-law and then was having a inappropriate relationship with her. So she was an employee which led, and I don't know that we've got the answer, but it led
sister or his brother's wife.
That is the debate, and that's what I wanted to answer from you because I've gotten very different answers. Which is worse? And here's the thing: both of our wives have sisters. I know this.
Yeah,
and both of us have brothers who are married.
Worse is probably brother's wife.
Somebody brought that up. That's a double betrayal.
I think
right?
it is
because you're cheating on your wife and it's a really bad thing to do to your brother.
Yeah. You're making yeah.
It's funny because
you can probably go to your wife if you have done something inappropriate with her sister and be like, you're practically the same. It's because I can't, there's not a lot of separation here. Like, give me a break. If you ruin your brother's marriage,
probably ending his marriage,
that's bad. Yeah, that's bad.
And it's funny to ask my wife, and she instantly said, "Well, one of my sisters." I'm like, well, you're biased, which is fair. Yeah. And then it's funny too because I thought about it, and not to besmirch my brother, who I love, great guy, but he's like 5'4", 120 pounds, and my wife's my height and grew up on a farm. I'm like, God, I'd be way more worried about my wife kicking my ass than my brother. He just couldn't. He's just too little. I could take him.
Okay. No, I didn't hear that.
Wouldn't do either. Although,
no, don't. This is just a good rule of thumb. Just like don't sleep with your employees.
Yep. This is another deep dive rule of thumb.
Another good rule of thumb. Don't sleep with your employees, especially if they're family. But just don't sleep with your employees in general. Yes.
Yeah. He had a good job. And
that's the kind of job you don't fuck around with, honestly. unless you're this has huge self-sabotage whiffs, right? You're probably doing drugs and all kinds of other terrible stuff, gambling. Anyway,
I'm looking through my other NFL news stuff. It's crazy. Just like Rich Bisaccia stepped down as special teams coordinator, so they need to find one.
That was warranted. That was warranted.
Yeah, he wasn't great.
He had a bad year. Do
you remember how many people were on his dick to get him the Raiders job? Because he did a half-decent job of like interiming, and then
it's the Raiders' job. Might as well give it.
The Raiders then did that one time.
Yeah, they might as well give us somebody interesting, and he seemed interesting. So, whatever. They may have turned a corner. It seems like there's a whiff of competence. The problem is their division is impossible. So, good luck. All right. How about in the world of the little pimply white ball? Golf, anything interesting going on? I know that they're contesting a tournament in our backyard here in Los Angeles at Riviera, which has now had a year recovering from the fires, but is getting just absolutely walloped by winter storms right now. So
it's the opposite of last year. We last year the entirety of Southern California was inflamed, and we had to go to Torrey Pines again. And we were unable to play in Los Angeles at the Riviera Country Club. This year, it has been raining cats and dogs for several days, and it's cold and wet. And truth be told, the weather looks like it's going to turn around tomorrow. And it's not going to be super warm, but it's going to be pretty nice. Friday, Saturday, Sunday look like we will be done with most of the precip. The winds are going to calm down.
It's going to be a beautiful weekend. Beautiful winter weekend for Southern California.
So, and anybody who doesn't handicap golf like this, when a course, and even Augusta, who has all this drainage, which is amazing how much water they can drain with that sub air, you can only dry a course out so much if it's been raining this much. And if a course is wet, it plays long. Because, I mean, anyone who saw Tin Cup, how do you win that stupid bet? Who could drive the ball further? He hit it down the road and let it bounce on the cement, and it went a country mile. It's the same thing. If a course is dry and hard, you get more bounce, you get more rollout, your drives will go further. If it's wet, when it hits the ground, it's going to lose a ton of inertia, and it's going to be advantageous for some of the guys that have heavy carry rather than driving distance, meaning how far they can hit it in the air before it lands. Everyone's different based on their trajectory and how fast they hit the ball. So some of the guys with big carry distance are going to be able to take some advantages there. But at the same time, I've always been against course history because it's bullshit for the most part. It's a crutch and it's not very predictive, but it is a little predictive. Everything's on a spectrum. We don't work at absolutes. And of the places where it's predictive, this is one of the most predictive places. Yeah. Augusta, number one, and then this is right there. I think 17 of the last 19 winners had played this place at least 4 times prior. Wow. And I mean, they say that about Augusta. You don't read the greens, you remember the greens, like you learn them. And it's the same kind of thing here at Riviera, like understanding how this place plays.
Yeah,
like some of the guys, the brankers don't make life easy, and understanding, where to play the ball. And it's a tough course. Scoring's gonna be pretty low because it, like I said, it'll play longer, but at the same time, if you were trying to keep an approach shot on the green, you'd much rather have it be soft and wet. And I mean, people are gonna be throwing freaking darts because they know it's not going to spin back. It's just going to sit down for them. So there's going to be some pretty low scores tomorrow. I bet on Hideki, who won it here 2 years ago.
Yeah, good carry, amazing approach, solid putter. Yeah, Hideki, good one.
He's been hot. I bet on Russell Henley, who doesn't have any other, basically no flaws in his game right now, other than he's just Russell Henley and not one of the elite names, I guess, but he's very, very good. And then Jake Knapp, local boy, went to UCLA, just like somebody else I know. UCLA, not far, probably about 30 minutes from the course. And he's very familiar with West Coast golf. And his game just fits this place too. So Those are it. Patrick Rogers, who's like 150 to 1. I bet him to top 20. Because anytime every model I made, it's just like, who might be good here? Patrick Rogers. Like, yeah, but I'm not betting on Patrick Rogers to win this event, guys. So it was more of a placement bet. It should be fun. It's a gorgeous course.
Cool.
Very elite private club here in LA.
Yeah, the Riv. Yeah,
the Riv.
I've never.
So I'm happy. I'm happy that you're,
I know it. I've seen it on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
That's
featured heavily on that show.
I'm happy that your state isn't on fire. That sucked. That was scary last year.
Yeah, still trying to wrap my head around that.
I'll look at odds, but I'll probably be on Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka for the Cricket World Cup.
I'm not a handicapper of cricket per se, unless I'm watching it live. I just like Sri Lanka. I like their kits.
Great flags. Yeah, great kits.
It's a good color scheme.
It is.
So I'm a big Sri Lanka guy.
Okay. Not that much going on in the world of sports outside of Olympics for me. I got a couple of long shot bets that I'm pretty heavily staked on in the futures market in the NBA. You can probably guess them.
Yeah.
You can't. I think the hottest team coming in based on schedule and current rating is probably the Cavs. Got some plus 450 on them to have the most wins post All-Star break.
What do you make of the Timberwolves offense suddenly being the most freaking efficient team in the world?
I mean, they just played a bunch of teams that are tanking, so that'll help you.
Yes. Did we get Mike Conley back?
Yes, Mike Conley's is a wolf. He's a wolf again. Over the last 2 weeks, I have the Timberwolves as the second best offense in basketball. Yeah, they've been playing well. Their defense, weirdly, is sucking. Don't know what that's all about. But no, I think Cavs with Harden actually roster really, really well to come down the home stretch strong. They play a lot of tanking teams. They're going to rack up the dubs. They're going to close the gap on the Pistons, who I think are a bet against right now. The Pistons are where they are because of tryhard, and tryhard starts to work less when other teams who are positioning themselves for the playoffs also start trying hard. So that combined with the fact that some important players are going to miss some important games because of suspension, and the fact that their next 2 weeks is just ridiculously tough schedule-wise, I think the Pistons give up a bit of their stranglehold at the top of the East and at the top of the Central. So Cavs to win the Central is a fun bet in the 10-1 range. And Jason Tatum is coming back. The Celtics are going to win the East. I don't know what else to tell you. I would say I have high conviction that we'll see Jason Tatum in the playoffs this year, and that you will look at the odds board at some point in the month of April, and the Celtics will be in the minus 200 range. The high conviction is that Tatum will come back. The second part of that is just speculation, that the market is going to capitulate that aggressively. The rest of these sucks. Charlotte Hornets make the playoffs, buddy. That's how bad things are in the East. I think Con Knippel has a chance to win Rookie of the Year over Cooper Flagg, because Flagg could get shut down as the Mavs position themselves for the draft. And the Hornets position themselves for a top 6 seed. I think Hornets can win the Southeast. Jared Smith for the win notes that as a Magic fan, Franz out definitely is bad. Franz is their most important player. He's incredibly important, and that is a big problem for them. And I think they are going to give up the lead in the Southeast, and the Hornets are going to take the 6th seed into the playoffs. They're not even going to have to play their way in the Indy. No other major thoughts in the world of basketball. Oh, yeah, Thunder are going to win it all. Even with the Celtics winning the East, I still think Thunder should be meaningful favorites to win it all. I have a pretty good staked bet on that. I think that's good to plus 120-ish. What is Bookmaker hanging right now on that? I'm curious.
I don't know, man.
You watched any college basketball?
Mm-mm.
You see that
I've been watching
Carlos Boozer's
Olympics.
kid's going to win the Wooden?
He's good. I watch a little. Like I understand who's good, but I haven't watched much at all. I've been watching Olympics. I've been reading, trying to catch up on reading, and I've been watching a couple of good Broadchurch. My wife had an all-timer. You watched all of Broadchurch?
I have seen it all.
So the first season is a murder. The second season is kind of digging into an older murder plus the trial of the first murder. And then the third season is a sexual assault. And the third season, not as obviously nothing's as good as the first season. The first season is often one of the best. And my wife, she's like thinking about it. She's like, I don't know. I think I like murder more than rape. And I'm like, what? She's like in the show, like as far as a storyline. I'm like, yeah, you gotta like, not say that out loud. Like there needs to be more context. I get what you're saying now, but she just said it out loud. She just wasn't loving the storyline as much. But that one's good. Night of the Seven Kingdoms, obviously a banger. All the edits of that the one scene from the fight are very, very good. People are having a lot of fun with that. Game of Thrones is back, baby. And God, there's another show that's coming up soon. There's a fresh season of something coming up that I'm pretty pumped for. But other than that, it's been a lot of Olympics, man.
Yeah, I haven't watched a lot of good television or movies lately. I don't have any good recs. I'm gonna dig in though as soon as the Olympics wrap this week. I'll be back with some good recs. I'm pretty much caught up on my Oscar movies. It was a bad year. It was a bad year.
I gotta see Marty Supreme yet. I haven't got to it.
I thought it was a little over. It was that it needed to be edited
shorter.
If you could have taken 30 minutes out of the middle of that one, I would have been more satisfied. The surprise winner of what I saw was The Secret Agent. Not easy to get your hands on that one, but it was very, very entertaining.
I need like a bootleg copy.
No, it's just
it's funny. My son was reading the first Harry Potter book, and he's like, "Dad, can you help me with a word?" Yeah, he's 11. He doesn't know all the words yet. And this is a common thing. He's like, "What's a VCR?" Oh no! Well, it was a gift. One of the spoiled boy that Harry Potter lives with got like all these presents for his birthday, and one was a VCR. Like trying to explain to him because he doesn't even really. We don't even really use a DVD player because that's how I started. I'm like, well, it's like the predecessor to a DVD player.
Yeah.
He's like, well, like because that plays movies. I'm like, yeah, you just play movies on your phone, don't you?
How far is your kid into Harry Potter?
He just started. Like he won a book at school, so they gave him
okay.
Some book contest.
Depending on how much he gets into it, here's a good rec for you. The Harry Potter video game for Switch 2. Yeah. It's like 3 years old.
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous. I got it back when it was on Switch
1. Open world.
Yeah, it's big. I got it back when I was on Switch 1, and it was just so slow that I was just like, no, can't do this. So I didn't even play it at all. We got the Switch 2, and I was like, I'm going to see if it's with the faster chipset, if this is worth playing now. It rocks. Very, very fun game. You're just like exploring the castle and the land and stuff, and it's a totally fresh plot line. Yeah, it's very cool. Hogwarts Legacy.
They are saying they're gonna do a Lord of the Rings one similar, like a big open world Lord of the Rings one. I'd probably play that. It's funny because we got the Switch 2, so we have a Switch 1. I forgot. It's such a running gag online too. People make jokes about it all the time. Like, yeah, here's a game I bought last year, and I played it. Like, yeah, we'll give you $1 for it. Like, they will give you like $50 for a Switch 1 for and more for trade in. But if you want cash, I mean, it's like it's a fucking paperweight. It's crazy. So I think I'm gonna just give it to my younger nephew. Like,
that was what I did. I passed it down.
You're not getting.
I passed it down. You know what else is funny about the Switch 2? Real quick. So as a lot of flying to and from Italy, and what a way to kill time.
Hades 2.
Really? For Switch 2?
Yeah, I'm gonna try that. Probably.
Okay, that sounds good. But anyway, so I had a lot of time and killed 4 hours each way, blowing through some Switch 2 games. The screen is enormous when you're like playing handheld with it. Like it's and the resolution is so good. And like
Yeah, you're an iPad kid now.
it's basically you're on an iPad, right? And and then when you end up going back to your like even like the iPhone Max after playing on the Switch 2, it's like small. Like my phone is small, too small to use. I don't understand. I have to completely recalibrate my my experience looking at my phone. Anyway,
the new Mario Kart game that comes with, I mean, you can get it to come with a few different games. We got the one that came with the Mario Kart that obviously bangs.
Yeah,
it's very good.
Just
the additions they made to that are pretty good. Everything's been good on it so far.
Yeah, it's the only impressive piece of tech I've gotten in the last 2 years for sure. Podcast recommendation for you if you're looking for something not sportsy, because there's not a lot of good sports podcasts out there right now, in my opinion. This is a guy that I got turned on to from the NRAS Stonks chat. Remember how I nominated Brock for that for Rookie of the Year? He turned me on to all kinds of great follows and interesting people on Twitter, and they all kind of have the same sort of AI skeptic, kind of slant to them. The best of them is this guy Ed Zitron, who is just he's got a British kind of background and accent, and does an anti-AI podcast effectively called Better Offline. I've really enjoyed those. The last 3 episodes has been of hater season. He just brings people online and it just kind of lets them, have this conversation where they just bitch about X, Y, and Z. It's phenomenal stuff. Check out Better Offline if you aren't already listening to that.
I'll have to write that one down.
Yeah, good stuff. Anyway, I'm not. I'm very, very for the efficiency that AI or large language models will bring to the world through kind of expanding applications to writing code and scripts. That is clearly an advantage for human civilization, but the way it's being sold, the way it's being
it's like it's going to replace all the white collar jobs. Like, no,
stop.
Someone's still got to write them.
Yeah.
I have a recommendation.
Yes, go ahead.
This one's been driving my daughter nuts because I've been listening to this playlist in the car for a week and a half. It's on Spotify, which I have an iPhone, will not use Apple Music. Trash product.
It's bad.
I pay for Spotify, and for reasons like it's my favorite. I like it for podcasts. Even it's better than the podcast thing Apple offers. It's called Unnecessary
Podcast is terrible.
Unnecessary Bluegrass Covers. It is 64 and a half hours of bluegrass covers, starting with the first 3 songs are Kryptonite, 3 Dogs Down,
All right,
a Thing Called Love, and Bittersweet Symphony. But I mean, just everything.
Ooh,
and these songs
I believe in a Thing Called Love bluegrass cover sounds pretty fun.
Yeah, Jolene. Oh man,
now we're
Yellow Ledbetter. It is every song ever been written that has been made into a bluegrass cover by somebody, and she gets so mad because she's like, "Why are you playing the weird version of this song? I like this song." Because she'll start singing it and it'll be off. I'm like, "What the hell is this?
What is this?"
It's great, man. We've been over this. So, yeah.
All right, final Rex for me. Wine of the week. Again, my Italy trip of a lifetime. I don't think I'll ever have a better ski trip. I'm pretty sure it's very, very high confidence. That was as good as it's going to get. We skied for 8 hours a day. We ate a pizza. We drank a bottle of wine. Rinse and repeat for 7 days. It was incredible. The best of the wines that I had. We talked about Prosecco last week. The Prosecco was a hit. There's incredible Prosecco from up in that region specifically. The best of the red wines in that region. I thought it was going to be the Valpolicella, which is kind of what they're known for up in northeastern Italy. And it was okay. I tried 4 or 5 different, kind of tiers of it. And I get it. I get why people like it, but it didn't stand out to me as in I got to fill my whole my whole cellar with this stuff. What I did like was the Pinot Nero, which is the Italian Pinot Noir, because ultimately that's my favorite of the grapes and of the wine styles, because it's lighter bodied and more better nose, and you don't always need it to eat it with food to have the best of it. The Pinot Neros or Pinot Noirs from was Bolzano area were flat out awesome. I'm looking all over my kind of local wine shop, kind of best of around to see if I can find any of the best bottles that I had up there. But the winner was the St. Michael Epon Fall Wind Pinot Noir. There was both the Pinot Noir and Pinot Noir Rosé that were both just freaking awesome from Sud Tyrol, which I think is South Tyrol. Find yourself a Pinot Nero or Pinot Noir from Italy and give it a try, because it's, it goes wildly unheralded compared to the Pinot Noirs from France and even Germany. And it would stand up to them as far as I could tell you. It was awesome. So that's my wine of the week.
I made the best Alfredo sauce I've ever made.
What was the secret?
Week, speaking of pasta, I just been kind of toying with it, and honestly, more garlic. I don't know that I did more cheese. If you ever try to make it and you use like the big green tube of Kraft Parmesan, you're gonna have a bad time. Number one,
you got a fresh grater, fresh. It's gonna be Aunt Rafi that Parmesan, Aunt Rafi that Parmesan.
Grainy as fuck. It's gonna be terrible. But like, I don't know. I got a different Parmesan from a different shop, and I've used buttermilk in the past. I went with I've used half and half in the past. This time I went with heavy whipping cream and then way more garlic, fresh garlic mashed up, beat to shit, and more butter. And God, it was good. Tell you what, and you know what? It was some leftover. It was some leftover Kerrygold, so it was good butter too. Maybe that was the difference. My God, it was great. And then I got the shrimp. You can get some packaged deveined and shelled shrimp from Aldi. They're pretty good. And obviously don't take too long to cook those up. Throw some shrimp on top of your pasta. A little pesca.
Oof, that sounds so good. The funny thing, one of the funny things about skiing in Italy, where we were in the Dolomites, the number of on mountain dining, like as you kind of just go slope to slope. Like again, if you love skiing, it may not be for you, this region, right? Like there's if you like steep and deep and really challenging yourself in double black diamonds, like just stick with Big Sky and Big Sky and Jackson Hole. Like don't go all the way to Europe. Don't go to Colorado. Don't go all the way to Europe. It was just miles and miles and miles of pretty difficult groomers connecting village to village to village to village. Like that was kind of the experience, and I loved it. I had a great time doing that type of skiing. We were covering 30 miles a day easily.
Those aerial shots of Cortina, man.
Yes,
where they come in, and my wife's like, it's funny that we had that avalanche. Not funny for the the poor victims, but my wife's like, that would make me so nervous living there. What do you mean? She's like, yeah, those mountains on either. What happens when there's an avalanche? I'm like, I don't know.
They specifically build in like avalanche prevention measures that protect the city everywhere, and the passes. Mostly, you want it to protect the roads, because if it buries a road with an avalanche, then everybody's stuck and you're kind of fucked.
Like in Tremors.
Yeah. Anyway, the other thing that was different about Italy relative to the Western U.S., besides the fact that it was just miles and miles of epic corduroy groomers, is that the language was different. But there were about 10 times as many like food huts at the top of. So basically, at the top of every lift you rode, you would ski out, and there would be another Italian hut, and there would be every seat was taken. Everyone was eating and drinking, like just like the eating while skiing is like hand in hand with their, like huge part of their culture.
What's like their quick, how, we have hot dogs at the turn on golf and,
sure.
If you were at a ski resort, the chalet, honestly, it's just burgers, fries, kind of normal fare. Like, what is the quick go-to meal in Italy?
If you're going to be
you're
quick,
not having a bowl of rigatoni.
No, you're going to get it. You're going to get a bowl of beef broth with these little dumplings in it. And then you cut up the dumplings and you just have your broth and dumpling soup to warm you up, and then you carry on. Every place made a pizza that rocked. Every place made like kind of a every place had a full like Michelin star menu, and you would stop for lunch and it would be an hour and a half, like a minimum, people stopping for lunch. But it's beautiful, sunny, the views were impossibly good, so you kind of can't do better than that. So I kind of get why, but there were so many options for food, right? The best one we found was the Refugio Las Vegas, and all of the servers were dressed in like kind of strippers, I guess, with like tinsel and stuff. But the food there was incredible. And it was the first time like we kind of got there and saw people do a full meal and understood what they were eating. People were getting like a full plate of like lasagna, like these huge portions of like freshly made lasagna, or like a giant bowl of spaghetti and meatballs. And we were just like, what? How are they going to get home? Like, if I ate that on the mountain, like I need a nap. Like, there's no way I'm skiing, 10 miles home from here if I came and got, the
that's what I'm saying. How are you you can't have a stomach full of pasta just
that's what everyone was doing. That's what everyone was doing. And the drink of choice, the Bombadero, was basically like an eggnog, like hot eggnog. Everybody's like, I'll take give me the lasagna and a Bombadero.
The Mediterranean diet, people.
Yeah, the egg. It was Bombadero, egg brandy, and whipped cream. I was like, okay, good luck, guys. People were just absolutely crushing carbs, and no one, everyone was much healthier looking than the crushing carbs and crushing cigarettes. Everyone still smokes in Europe.
They do love to smoke over there.
Everyone smokes in Europe. And the on mountain après ski was incredible. Best food was the Refugio Las Vegas. Best on mountain après was Club Maurizino, which they started like the wiki party at 2 p.m. and it would go till 5, and it was standing room only, like just absolute bonkers, like out on the on the top of a mountain peak, and then everybody just stumbles into a gondola car and gets taken down at the end of the when they're shutting the mountain down at sunset. It was pretty sick. So a life that I could live more than a week. Honestly,
you should just move to Italy.
I don't know what's stopping me.
The language.
Everybody spoke perfect English. They were looking for English.
It's not like there's not volcanoes in Italy, dude. There's a fault line there.
Plenty of earthquakes and volcanoes. Although if you get earthquake engineering right and consequences still happen, they put you in jail there. Did you know that?
Yeah, the guy who made the tower, he imprisoned forever.
They arrested a bunch of people after the 2009 earthquake, when buildings collapsed and stuff. Or
That's
there was damage.
Scary.
Yeah,
the consequences of our jobs.
Yes.
Not as high here.
No.
Wow.
No. Yeah. Wild. Anyway. All right, man.
Let's call it a night. We'll be back.
We'll
be back at some point.
Let's put a bow on this puppy.
Let's talk a little team needs, like how to actually fix some of these franchises ahead of the draft, ahead of the combine.
They're all fucked.
They're all fucked except for the Seahawks.